Hello, everybody. Welcome to Reaction Shots for May. This Friday, the day that this episode goes public, is Friday the 13th.
It is.
And so I says to Hubie, I says, let's do all the Friday the 13th movies.
Mm-hmm. Not going to say no to that.
Yeah.
Ever.
And, whoop, I just hooked my shirt on the mic stand. I've seen probably half of these over the course of my life.
There's 12. So
yeah, I've probably seen about half.
Jason X.
I have the list.
There's all the way 1 through 10, Freddy vs. Jason, and Friday the 13th reboot, which was the last damn one. 1, 2, 3, yep. Final Chapter, New Beginning, Jason Lives, The New Blood, Jason Takes Manhattan, The Final Friday, Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday, Jason X, Freddy vs. Jason, and the reboot Friday the 13th. I've seen 1, 2, and 3, X and Freddy v. Jason for sure. We're on the Avatar timeline here. It's been that long, 2009.
That's when Avatar 1 came out?
Yes.
Good God.
We're on that timeline. Wild. Wild.
Yeah, I bet you they're putting as much time and effort into the next Friday the 13th.
Those writers who wrote Freddy vs. Jason and Friday the 13th reboot, like...
Damian Shannon and Mark Swift.
Yup. Seriously, those are two of my favorites, honestly.
Dude, I
came around to the reboot big time over the years.
I really liked Freddy v. Jason. I saw that one in theaters my senior year of high school. There have been a lot of gaps between these last couple.
Hell yeah. Kicking it off right now. Jason 6, Jason Lives is my number 1. I just want that to be at the top of the proceedings as we get into this.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Jason 6.
You've seen them all, of course.
Of course.
I just watched a compilation video of every single Jason Voorhees kill in the entire series, which means they didn't have any from 1 because it's not him.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Also, spoilers obviously are all over the table.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. We're not going to worry about not spoiling any Friday the 13th movies. But we're not meant to be talking about this yet.
Oh, yeah, shit.
We start these episodes with what have you watched lately.
I'm so excited. You know, Jason
I'm
Voorhees,
very excited. I have questions.
He's the reason, Isla, that I want to feel the kill. Because of Jason Voorhees, the progenitor of feeling the kill.
He feels the kill. Some of those kills, dude.
I know.
We were talking about ruthless efficiency earlier, how like sometimes they'll just open a door and stab someone or like hit an axe into their head.
So fast.
No hesitation. Other times he's just like slowly pushing a screwdriver through your chin into your brain and just watching you the whole time.
What did that person do? Yeah.
Is going it's all arbitrary. Yeah, it's like this guy didn't do anything to you and yet you're just like making him feel it. Otherwise, like other times you just like stab a guy and throw him. Yeah. Goodbye. Which I mean, if you gotta go fast.
Yeah. Lights out.
The way I don't want to die, slowly.
So no one does. Nobody does.
Damn. Anyway, before we get into Friday the 13th for realsies, what have you watched lately?
Not much. Just the Holy Trinity, the trifecta that is Atlanta, Barry, Better Call Saul.
Ah. And I thought you meant the dark trinity of Witchfinder General, Blood on Satan's Claw, and Wicker Man.
No. Haven't watched Wicker Man in a minute.
I suddenly smell burning.
Burning, good movie. Check it out.
I never saw that. I gotta watch that. Something doesn't smell right. If we die, we die.
If he does, he does. Yeah, nothing to say about those 3. They're just 3 of the best shows possible. So if you haven't started them, you should.
I saw season 1 of BCS, and I gotta keep going on it. Mm-hmm. Saw season 1 of Barry, got so depressed I didn't want to keep going.
Gosh.
Is this season 3 now?
2 or 3? Yeah, 3.
And I gotta watch Atlanta. I've seen like the first 2 episodes. I liked it, but I haven't like continued. I watched half of Russian Doll and was like season 2, and I was like, eh. Which sucks because I love season 2.
Why does this keep happening?
Or season 1.
Please tell me why this keeps happening.
What?
Where shows come out and they're the biggest things on the entire planet.
Yeah.
And then they're either forgotten or just not as good. This just happened with The Wilds. I watched
You told me that, yeah. Season 2.
I watched episode 1 of season 2 and it was fine. But there's like something off, and like all the pre-release was like, yo, it's terrible, it's bad, because I can't spoil it, but they like did something in season 1 that sets up season 2, and it's just like not nearly as interesting. It's like, no, don't do that. I don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
So really awesome show season 1, but now it's just like it's not.
And now
that magic is gone.
Now
you know?
I hear that, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah,
then.
yeah. Unless they like turn it around, but it's still like you got to have.
Yeah.
A smoother ride for people to hop into, I guess.
Yeah. I think we talked about Severance last month because you were screaming blue check marks.
The blue check marks continue to hype it up for sure.
It's so good, dude. It's so good.
Looks a little heavy for me right now.
Bite my ass. You'd love it.
Probably.
It's not that kind of heavy.
I do have Apple TV Plus.
Yeah, just watch it, bro.
You know what? I say this all the time. I still have not watched Mandy. I will watch 1,000,000%. I'll watch the first one tonight. I promise. Tonight, I will watch from start to finish season 1, episode 1. If it's not named Pilot, I'm offended.
I don't think it's named Pilot. It's not that kind of show. This is a blue checkmark show.
Yeah.
The only way
they
it would be
had
named
a full season order.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The only way that it would be named Pilot is if it was an ironic commentary on the nature of television shows somehow.
Promise tonight. No matter, I will
nudes
slack
or it didn't happen.
when I watch it.
Send me the nudes or it didn't happen.
Okay.
All right. I'm also watching. Last time I watched Everywhere, Everything, All at Once. I loved it. I can't remember if I talked about it on last month's or not, but it's fucking incredible.
Yeah. I need
Transcendent.
To see it. I saw
good.
Northman before.
I saw Northman.
I should have done the other way because it's like harder to see now.
Yeah.
You know,
I think it's still at the Alamo. I gotta see Nick Cage. I haven't seen that one yet. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I haven't seen that one yet. We should go see it.
That's such a prime example of like why I hate myself. And it's like
heavy.
I'll just watch that at home. Sorry, Nick.
I mean, here's the deal, though.
I'm sorry.
Here's the deal, though. Like, your Northmans, your Doctor Stranges, your Everything Everywheres.
You
see them in the theaters. Your cute character comedy with Pedro Pascal and Nicolas Cage as himself. You could probably go either way.
Get that on Game Pass.
Get you on Game Pass. Incredible value, that Game Pass. But yes, I saw that. And we just did a spoiler mode today about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Wow.
I thought it was pretty okay, pretty good, not great.
You know, my MCU loving and not hate, but like, you know, I've been in it for many years, all in. So I'm kind of in the back seat. This one, lower expectations.
You're trying to crawl back into the front seat.
Because my expectations are so low nowadays, and I'm not as invested.
See, like,
loved it.
I think that was the right mentality. Like, just get in the back seat for a while.
Yeah,
I got out of the car on Star Wars.
Yeah,
I'm like out of the car.
Yeah, you're looking for a hitchhike.
I'm like, you guys can go on without me. If one of these damn shows looks cool, I'll get in with the trucker and like catch up. Like, go on without me. Yeah, I'll see it when I see a Star Wars.
Shit.
Fuck.
Yeah, you gotta get in the back seat at least sometimes.
Yeah,
because so much expectations regardless, but then like all the who's gonna cameo? Oh,
right.
I've got all these theories. It's like so built up. It's like, yo, keep it chill.
Backseat it.
Keep it chill.
Northman I thought was okay.
Love that one.
I think it had an opportunity to do something different and then kind of just didn't.
I thought
story-wise.
I thought they did with the one part later on. I was like, oh, that's unexpected. If you know what I'm talking about.
I mean, not really, but I loved the visuals of it. You know, it's like just an amazingly shot movie. There's one shot where like the camera comes out of the woods, goes over a river, gets onto a boat, moves up the boat, all in one shot. And I was like, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was really cool. And actually, that shot might continue into an entire battle. Sick. That all might be one shot now that I'm thinking of it.
I forget. crazy.
damn.
It was an experience regardless.
It was a wild movie.
I liked it so much more than The Green Knight because I liked some characters. That's it.
I mean,
That's it.
that's them's movies. Them's the pitches for you.
Like Green Knight, 3 out of 10. Northman, like 8 out of 10. All because I liked the character.
8.
I loved it. It was it was an experience.
All right.
It's a classic, like probably one and done movie for me though. I love rewatching movies, but I don't really need to see it again. It was such a theater in the moment type of ride.
Revenge for me just isn't like the greatest motivator. Like I just think like unless you're gonna do something different about it, like what are we doing here? Because it's like nobody's gonna grow, nobody's gonna, you know.
Yeah.
But the two that I've been watching lately, they're ongoing currently. Under the Banner of Heaven.
Hell yeah.
Have you been watching it?
Not yet.
It's bonkers. It's good, dude. Andrew Garfield, my baby boy.
It's got that normal people girl in there, so it's like
oh yeah,
bad vibes. I watched Normal People like recently, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I took a test last night and got Marianne or whatever from Normal People, and I was like, I don't know who that is. I watched a clip and I was like, yeah, that seems about right.
I like that show.
I didn't know.
It looks dark as shit, Isla.
Oh, it's crazy dark. It's so dark.
Yeah.
It's so dark.
Right in my wheelhouse. Like a Mayor of Easttown type outsider. Night of type crime.
He's a deep insider, the main character. Oh, like Mayor of Easttown. Yeah, he's like in it.
Nice.
Really?
Does he drink alcohol? Is he troubled? Is Andrew Garfield troubled? Does he have demons?
But not in the way that you think.
Okay.
It's more like I don't know how much to say.
Yeah, stop there.
The mystery gets its hooks in him.
Cool.
You know?
Cool.
Kind of an inverse of some other.
Nice.
Another show that Sophia and I've been watching is Shining Girls.
Never heard of that one actually.
Yeah, it's on Apple TV Plus.
Never heard of
nobody's talking about it. I don't know, but I've been loving it.
Heard of it.
It's crazy. It's like there are 4 episodes out right now, I think, of 8.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Moss, main character, great actor, weird, life choices, but whatever. You can't help what crazy religion you're born into. It's fine. But like she's an incredible actor, and it's about these murders that kind of the less you know, the better, but it's weird. Okay. There's some weird stuff going on.
Like Yellow Jackets weird, or like Legion weird?
Not Legion. Well, it may or may not. At this point, it may or may not fit in with the current zeitgeist of multiverses.
Okay.
But unclear at this juncture if it actually does, or if it fits in more with like time, or both.
We've had a couple years of buildup where I feel like all these studios were making the multiverse content, and now it's all coming.
There's some stuff in this, in Shining Girls, that like I literally did in my senior thesis film, which is about like accidentally skipping yourself into another universe by doing something like so drastic that you like can't come back from it, that you literally like switch lives.
Whoa. So it's heavy.
It's so dark,
dude. I'll check it out.
It's bonkers, dude. Shining Girls, Apple TV Plus.
Here.
Yeah, they're all real dark.
Yeah.
We were watching all of them the other day, and we were just like, we need to watch like a I don't know, something nice. So then we threw on Old Enough on Netflix, dude. Have you been seeing Old Enough?
My brother's widow loves it and talks to me about it. Because she said it's been on in Japan for like forever. Yeah, she like knew. I was like, yeah, you know about this? She's like, oh yeah, like that's like old. Like I was like, oh, it's blowing up on Netflix right now.
Because she's from Japan, right? Yeah. So like Old Enough, if you don't know, is just about these little babies, little toddlers, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, and they're trusted enough, and Japan is safe enough that they get to just go on their first errand by themselves, sometimes with a friend. Yeah, and it's just like watching these little kids trundling about, trying to remember to get like the right kind of curry, and the right kind of fish, and it's just so sweet. It's so good.
10 wholesome vibes,
and like. it's just, they feel like such a journey.
Yeah.
Like, and they'll like trip and fall over sometimes and like spill the don or whatever, you know, like spill the little, I can't remember what they're called, little dumplings. And it's just like, it feels like an epic. And you're just like, no, dude, you're steps away from your house. Oh, man.
So epic.
I love it. Anyway, old enough, dude. So good. Anywho.
Oh, I started watching Bosch Legacy.
Someone asked you about that in this very
What in
episode.
the fuck, dude? It's so good.
Is it?
Yes.
I saw an ad for it. I was like, Huber's excited. But I hadn't heard you talk about it.
What? My dad's all over it. It was
Your
awesome.
dad, dude.
It was awesome because it was out of nowhere, and I called my dad that night, and I'm like, "Yo, Bosch Legacy is out right now," and he was like, "Now? Like where? We're gonna watch it." So we watched we both did the same thing. We watched because they debuted with 4, so we watched 2 one night, 2 the next night.
Together or separately?
Separately. But then I went over there and was talking to him all about it, and because he reads the books, he's on book 20. He's
my
so
God.
into Bosch.
I love it.
Yeah.
Dads,
but it's
man.
great. It's like
My dad was big into Jack Ryan.
Oh,
He
yeah,
read all
yeah.
those, and Bourne. My dad loved Bourne.
My dad loves Warren for sure. It's the sequel reboot thing.
Okay.
So it's continuing.
a squee boot?
Yeah, continuing the characters, but going over different stuff. I mean, there are weirdly we're starting out with a lot of connections to past seasons, but it is a new era.
But it's not rebooting it as in erasing it. It's just you don't need to have seen Bosch.
Correct. You don't need to have seen it, but it is a continuation.
Is Bosch in it?
Yeah, Bosch is the main character. Bosch's daughter.
So they basically just didn't. They just kept making.
They
Bosch.
just kept it, yeah, and a lot of the same creators are involved, the directors, the writers.
Human beings, man. What are we up to?
I think it was because IMDb TV, which was part of Amazon, has rebranded into Freevee. Horrendous name.
I mean, it sounds like TV.
Yeah,
you see,
Freevee,
and it's free,
and you know instantly, it's free.
Freevee.
So it's free. You can actually watch it free. You don't need anything to watch Bosch Legacy, which is
Bosch
cool.
Legacy.
But Legacy, and I think it's part of it was mutually beneficial to everyone. We'll have this content.
You get shot in the arm.
Freevee, yeah.
Yeah.
So
love that.
great, really good.
Bosch, dude.
Yeah, great start. Hello, great show.
Your dad blew my mind the other day when I was at your place when he was just like, yeah, I was in the audience for Nighthawks at the Diner or whatever, the Tom Waits story album, and I was like, what? I'm like, I've heard you clapping at Tom Waits. The fuck?
It's sick.
I want to hang out with your parents.
Hell yeah.
Stories, dude. All right. Enough wholesome chat. Let's talk about...
My dad just called me right now.
Pick it up, dude.
I missed it. I'll call him back.
Live answer it, dude. Let's talk about Friday the 13th.
Let's.
I asked our patrons, patreon.com/easyallies, in the $7 and up tiers. The $7 tier is the film club.
The best club, the best tier.
Best tier, dude.
That's it.
I mean, the other tiers are sick.
They're fine.
7 and up. That's where it gets. Gets saucy.
Heads up, 7 up.
What are the rules of that?
You have to. One person goes around and taps the fingers of the people.
Oh, right.
And then they go to the front and have to guess who got him or something.
Something like that.
Something like that. Something loosely like that.
Listeners at home, tell us how you play Heads Up 7 Up. Also, what did you guys? I know the answer to this, but what did you guys call when you sat in a circle and then someone would go
Duck, duck, goose.
Yeah.
Duck, duck, goose.
Do you know what we call that where I'm from?
What?
In the Midwest?
Huh.
Duck, duck, gray duck.
Duck, duck, gray duck.
Yeah. We go duck, duck, gray duck, and then you have to run.
It blows my mind that even in the same country, just a few states away, it is so different.
Total weird podunk ass duck, duck, gray duck, dude.
It's wild. Love
Wisconsin, Minnesota. I don't know. That's just what we call it. All right, so I asked our patrons. Oh, getting a little.
6 is the best. It's not even a question, though.
Oh yeah, the first question I asked
It's not
is
even a
which
debate.
one's the best. Huber claims it's the sixth one,
That's fact.
which I believe is Jason Lives.
Yeah. The best one.
Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives.
I love it so much. If we're going to be real, the final chapter, Part 4, Corey Feldman, of course.
Yeah, he
Just
comes up.
just a straight up good slasher movie.
I think I've seen that one. Yeah,
Like, if we're
too.
going to be real stickler about it, the best slasher movie, Part 4, but to me, the best Jason movie, 6.
Okay.
Feel the kills.
Why?
He's like zombified in that.
Yeah, is that where he
It's-
starts to become like, because he's always kind of like supernatural.
Yeah, so in 5.
But I like watching through the kills. I like that like Jason just gets progressively bigger and like more
Deader.
fucked up looking.
Yeah,
like
deader.
his spine is like showing
I love
like
this spine.
for like half of him.
Yes!
Yeah.
In 7, dude, he's got the exposed spine.
It's just like, okay. I mean, I guess he's like been to hell. He's
Yeah.
been to space.
What more is
Crazy.
left? Jason?
He's been in he's fought the dream,
Yeah.
the king of dreams, Freddy.
Yeah. 4 and 6, though, the bet, like, 1 through 3 are cool. 4, 5, 6. 1 through 3 went through.
1 through 3 are classics.
They went through MPAA shit, dude. They're
Oh.
so nerfed because of the time.
They're very nerfed, yeah.
big time.
They're
nerfed.
very
And-
tame.
And then 3 was all about the 3D gimmick.
Yes,
Friday the
true.
13th,
True, true,
3D.
Yeah.
So that messes it up. That's the one where he first gets the mask, of course. But
Yeah.
you know, 1 through 3 are cool.
That's
'cause
the
they have that
crazy.
grit.
Yes, that's the crazy thing about this franchise that I think people, people who know the movies obviously know this, but like it's so funny that like Freddy's not even in the first, or Jason's not even in the first one.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the mask until the third
Yeah. I
one.
love the burlap sack.
Yeah.
Creepy.
Oh yeah, very Resident Evil 4, like
Yeah,
very Texas
totally.
Chainsaw, like, but like, it's just kind of cool that he's so iconic from the third one on. That everyone just thinks that's how it's always been. It's like, no, man, it took 3 movies to get there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Just a staple of, like, when I think of VHS tapes, I think of Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
It's like so that era.
Yeah. The I think Friday the 13th was the origin of the might have been Nightmare on Elm Street. I think it was Friday the 13th is the origin of the like teens having sex gets them killed thing.
Yeah.
And it was really just they were like the filmmakers weren't trying to make some commentary, but they were just like, what could teens be doing that they wouldn't hear this guy coming?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. But then that mutated and became like a morality play thing.
Totally.
So funny.
The question itself is the context of part 1. It's so good. Like, my kid drowned because you were fucking around doing drugs.
Yep.
You know, just roughhousing over there. Like, I'm coming for revenge. Like,
So, like, this is one of the questions I meant to ask you. So, I get that that's why his mom would be pissed.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's, if you don't know, the killer in the first one. Why is he then still so pissed at everybody? Or is it just
then-
he's just,
because they killed
they killed his mom?
the mom. So he haunts Crystal Lake and will kill all the counselors because the counselors let him drown and
then killed his
also
mom.
killed. So it's a grudge
But
match.
then, like, he gets,
grudge match.
only the first, like, few movies take place at Crystal Lake, right?
All of them, pretty much. There's like
Jason X does not take place in Crystal.
Of course, X is a divisive film. You love it or you hate it.
I've seen it. It's definitely ridiculous.
I am in the camp. I do not care for Jason X, even though it has one of the best
The
kills in
consensus,
franchise.
perhaps that's our
Not a
next.
fan.
That's our next question is best kill, but
Yeah.
we'll get there later. But
Yeah,
maybe the consensus best kill might be from Jason
it
X.
might be. It might
be
very well be one of the greats.
pretty insane.
You know, and Fast and Loose with like resurrections and all that.
Well, it's power creep. It's the same thing that happened to Michael Myers, where it's like going back
Power creep, dude.
and watching Halloween 1, dude. Now,
Yeah.
the movie's hilarious because like he straight up seems like he's just a dude who's kind of strong,
Yeah.
and he spends half the movie literally driving around in a Woody station wagon,
Yeah.
like just following the Jamie Lee Curtis around, and it's just like This is hilarious. Like, it's menacing music, and it's just a station wagon from the 70s.
In the middle of the day.
In the middle of the day, dude. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Halloween is legendary. And, like, some shot, like, the shot when she looks out and he's just standing by the laundry, like, haunts my memory still.
Behind the leaves, the half.
Yeah. Oh. And then, like, the other person looks and he's gone. It's just like, oh.
Yeah.
Behind the couch, dude. Ugh.
Power creep.
Also, I just love Jamie Lee Curtis. Shout out to Jamie Lee Curtis forever.
That's the problem with Friday the 13th is
No
they have
hero.
no legend.
Yeah.
Which brings me to 4, 5, 6. It's unofficially the Tommy Jarvis trilogy.
Yeah.
Corey Feldman in 4, young Tommy Jarvis is like the highlight of humans.
Yeah.
Like
He's
not
absurd.
Jason.
Yeah.
Not the human characters, the survivors or whatever. Definitely.
Wait, does he make it? Does Crispin Glover make it out?
Crispin Glover.
Wait,
Corey
who?
Feldman. I'm talking.
Oh,
about.
Corey Feldman. Yeah. Crispin Glover gets
is in 5.
aced.
Yeah. He gets aced.
I was like, wait a minute. I got my wires crossed. I was thinking of the wrong guy.
Corey Feldman is die, die. Oh, but then he never comes back because he was a kid and he grows up. So yeah, we don't have that. Like the Jamie Lee Curtis factor of Halloween legitimizes it.
It really does,
It's
though.
so, and John Carpenter obviously being involved in so many. Friday the 13th, changing hands, still under licensing controversy. That's why we had
the
a
game,
new one.
yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I do. Now that you say that, it is funny that like Halloween feels like, by and large. I mean, obviously it's. I don't know, strayed from the path feels judgmental of Rob Zombie or whatever, but like Friday the 13th certainly doesn't have as cohesive a vision as some of these other franchises.
Totally. And then you got Wes Craven with
Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street seems a little more cohesive. Bit, the middle, like.
But you have him, you have Robert Englund.
Right, through line.
Yeah.
And Jason's been played by like 6 people.
Exactly. Talk, you have to have those human characters to kind of
Right, he doesn't talk, yeah. Does he ever say anything? I don't think he ever does. No. He never even says like,
no, zero words.
Doesn't even moan or anything.
Doesn't even like grunt, dude. Like, barely.
Nothing.
Maybe I feel like in 7 when she's like wrapping the cord around him, maybe he's like, maybe.
And in the new one when she's like, say hi to your mom and throws him in that like chipper shredder or whatever.
So sick.
He might be going like, he's like a fridge with legs and a knife. Just like stabs things. Oh my god. Anyway, I asked our patrons
the best kills.
Which movie's the best? Tyler Travis, I put this one first because it was funny. He goes, looks like I have 12 movies to watch before Wednesday. Indeed. Green. So last year I picked up the Scream Factory set of every Friday the 13th movie, and from September through October, ran through all of them in order. I love the simplicity of the first 2 where it's just kids at a camp and someone is killing them off. There's just something cozy about the low budget and single camp setting that nails the right atmosphere.
2 is so sick.
2 is, 2 took like what, because 1 was like legendary, and then 2 just kind of refined it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the highlight of the journey was actually watching part 3 in 3D. Nice. I'm lucky, enough to have an OLED TV that still does 3D. Nice. And watching part 3 was crazy. Lots of old 3D movies do gimmicks with the 3D effect, but the third movie takes it to the extreme with something coming out at you in nearly every scene. It's completely over the top, but it's totally worth trying if you ever get the chance. Plus, it's the origin of the mask. Yeah, I think. Because I just watched them all, so like which movie they were from is crazy, but I think someone gets stabbed and their eye like comes toward the camera, and I was like, okay, that's 3 because it's 3D. They're doing gimmicks. Yep.
The head squish.
Oh my god,
the eyes pop
and the
out,
eyes
right?
pop. That's what it was. Yeah, the eyes pop out. Yeah, so crazy, dude. Jason Voorhees on his own has like 140 kills or something. It's like insane.
The gold standard of murder.
Yeah, because like Halloween and stuff he kills like 5 a movie maybe.
Yeah.
Jason Voorhees is like
was
vaporizing people.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. And always creative.
Yes.
Always good. The creativity on display with the murder is essential.
Some of the shots and like in the remake and in Freddy v. Jason, like There are a few of the kills where he's like the one where he's holding the woman by her face. He's like literally looking around the room for a fun way to kill this chick for like 35 seconds. He's just like holding her there and she's like blah, 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 screaming and he's just looking around and then he sees the antlers on the wall and he's like, and it's just like, this dude just looked for a way to kill this woman. What is he? Does he have consciousness? Does he have
weird.
like
It gets weird. 9 is
thoughts?
weird. Do you remember the one? Because you just watched them all. The one of my favorites is in the RV through the window.
Yeah.
Or the glass, and you see it on the other side.
Yeah.
It's like, however they did that.
The best
such
part,
a cool effect.
The best part of that one, if we're thinking of the same one, is the RV. Then, this might be the one where he stabs him through the side of the face while he's driving an RV. Then it cuts to the RV flipping over,
standing on it,
and then Jason. Well, it's funny almost because then the thing is sitting there on its side, and then the door just goes, poof, and Jason like pops out, and it's just like,
such a like super villain.
Yeah, it's just like nonchalantly, just like poof,
action pose.
Yeah, he's just like, so weird. Oh my god, these butts. My hot take, ? Is that the standard Friday the 13th movies are mostly boring compared to other slashers from around the same time. This series is at its best when it gets really dumb, starting with Jason Takes Manhattan. Honorable mention to the 2009 reboot and Freddy v. Jason, which are actually pretty watchable horror movies.
Manhattan is my number one least favorite. It's number one. It's a slog to get through.
It definitely seems like the goofiest.
Oh my god, I would rather watch like any movie ever than Jason Takes Manhattan. It's one of my least favorite movies ever. Ever. It's one near the bottom of my all-time movie list is Manhattan.
Sorry, D's butts.
Yeah, no redeeming qualities for me. Just so boring, not funny, not cool to look at. Oh, I dread watching that movie if I'm going through a whole like franchise watch, By the time I get to 8, I'm just like, fuck.
I don't think I've ever seen Manhattan.
I don't like it.
I definitely saw Jason X as a kid. Skip Manhattan, I think. Though I've seen all the kills, so it's like I've basically seen a fast version of it.
Yeah. I
like the one where he punches the guy's head clean off.
It might be the expectations because as a kid, the idea of Jason going to Manhattan, crowded city streets.
Yeah.
The concept and the idea were so incredible. And I think my expectations as a child, I'm still paying for it.
You pictured him like walking through Times Square, just like chopping people's heads off. Yeah.
Like Halloween reboot, I love because there's just like, killer stalking the streets, And it's like, Haddonfield, it's a familiar place. But I like the way that movie moves. The way he's like kind of being hunted. Halloween Kills, obviously, but like Halloween 2018, he's like being hunted, cruising into houses, just like cops come, he goes somewhere else, like taking that to Manhattan.
Yeah.
Breaking into a store and like cops come in, he's got to go somewhere else. Like I would have loved that.
It'd be interesting to see Jason like how many cops could be shooting at Jason before he'd actually fall over, right?
Part 9.
Does that happen?
That's how it starts.
Which
SWAT
one's
choppers
9?
come in. Jason goes to hell. The beginning is like them getting him.
because they kill him, right? I forgot.
So they come in like, we got him. Spotlights on him. Yeah, unhinged.
I remember that poster, dude, with the like snake coming out of the eye of the mask.
Because that's what he becomes. He can like body snatch.
He's like just a bunch of writhing snakes in a mask.
He like takes people's bodies. It's so lame.
Fun.
It's so lame.
Speaking of ruthless efficiency, we were talking about his kills. Sean my favorite Jason movie is Jason X. There it is.
There's a lot of that going around.
There's a lot of that going around.
I think I'm sensing a pattern.
They like the
Resident
cheesy
Evil,
stuff.
the cheese. When I go into
stuff.
Resident Evil and Friday the 13th for like seriousness, horror.
Yeah, you just are always coming at it from the wrong angle.
Yeah, I just love. Like I take Resident Evil so seriously, and it's like, sure, there's some quips, but like I'm never like laughing.
The games,
cheese. Yeah.
Not the movies.
Yeah.
Although I loved Raccoon City, dude.
Same.
Listen to our audio commentary that we did for Welcome to Raccoon City.
Yes.
That movie is a blast. with friends while doing a commentary. I don't know if you just sat down and watched it, if it would be I don't know.
I had a blast.
I think it would still be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Well, as ruthless, diehard Resident Evil fans, it was fun.
Yeah. If you don't
know anything about Resident Evil, you'd be like,
movie,
what is happening?
Yeah.
Why does this man have an eyeball on his shoulder? I know the games, and I'm still like, why is that, though? Why would that happen? Cold Smith says, ooh, I've been waiting since you let this slip that this was the topic. Okay, to the Tommy Jarvis trilogy is the best, absolutely the best stuff in the series, hands down. The first two movies come behind that. The first one is so good as a bait and switch where we find out it's Mrs. Voorhees doing the killing. Yeah, that part's great.
That reveal, like, wow.
And the jump scare at the end really got me as a kid. Yeah, me too. The second one is just iconic with its introduction of Jason. My least favorites are 9 and X. Boy, those movies kind of blow, aside from the liquid nitrogen kill in X.
There it is.
Which is kind of, that's one message for that, or one mention of that kill.
Yeah.
Tyler Pepper says, Jason X will always live in my memory. It's so bad, but the kills are so memorable. The sleeping bag kill and the hologram is the best. It's just such a comedic timing. Yeah, a lot of great sleeping bag kills throughout the trilogy. There's like three or four of them.
I believe 7 is the OG sleeping bag kill.
Because one of them, he just hits her against the tree once, and that's it, right?
7, yeah.
One of them, he's like, just...
I think that's the reboot. It's
or
like
Freddy
on
v. Jason?
fire, or Freddy v. Yeah, it's one of the newer ones. It's on fire, and he's banging
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Well, there's another
Jason,
one where he's like
Jason.
hitting... somebody in a sleeping bag onto somebody else in a sleeping bag?
Yeah.
I think that's Freddy v. Jason.
It's Freddy v. Jason or the reboot, one of those.
Yeah.
I always love 7 so much. I love 7. It's cool.
Which one's 7? The New Blood?
It's Carrie. The final girl has telekinetic powers. And
Whoa,
it's straight
really?
up Carrie, and they're like battling, and she like mind powers Jason.
That's fucking crazy.
It's sick.
Does she win? I mean... Does she live? Okay, good.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's cool.
I don't think I've seen that one. That one sounds awesome.
Yeah. And he looks really cool in that because that's the exposed spine, and he has the chain.
Oh.
The chain around his neck from 6 because that's how they bury him.
Yeah.
Tie it around. So I just love that detail. It's so cool.
That's what I like, though, is like the progression.
Yeah.
Like it really feels like they kept elements.
Yeah.
Like Jason
Like
just gets
his
more and more
character.
weathered as the movies go. I feel like X kind of fucks it up.
Yeah.
Because that one just kind of goes off the chains.
Weird.
Or I guess maybe goes
It's
to hell
weird.
probably fucks it up.
It's so weird.
Sam Sorensen, still a big fan of the first, even though it was one of the last ones I saw chronologically. It helped cement, not necessarily stir, but helped cement so many tropes of the era. It also has one of my favorite kills, arrow through the neck, and one of Tom Savini's earliest films doing makeup effects. He's really set a standard, and man, those twists, yeah. Dude, there's something I forgot about that I remembered while going through all these kills. Like, you forget that Jason uses range sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, he'll shoot an arrow through you from, like, 100 feet away, and you just don't see it coming. Because, like, Michael Moore would just stand there, or Mike Myers, would just stand there looking at you, right?
Yeah.
Jason throws a fucking knife in your face, and you're like, oh, okay. Or a bone, or whatever that is in that one.
Michael Myers likes looking you in the eyes.
He uses pretty much just a knife,
Likes-
and he wants to watch it happen.
As he wants to feel it, he likes to be as close as possible.
Yeah. Likes to leave you pinned to a wall.
Jesus. Dude,
Jason will throw a pitchfork through you, stick you to a wall.
Halloween Kills was so average, but it is like, there's like weird comedy in there, but it feels like such an angry movie. Holy cow.
Yeah, some of these kills, dude, I was just like, yo, what happened? What happened to the filmmakers?
I love it.
Even the horror
love
people, like every horror person I've ever met is like the nicest, chillest person you've ever seen.
Yep.
But then they'll turn around and make something where it's like, yeah, so he's gonna gouge your eyes out for 45 straight seconds with a salad fork. It's like, oh, all right, cool. You good? Yeah. Why do you ask? Conrad. Okay, this brings me down memory lane, so buckle up. This is a long one, but I left the whole thing in.
It's a long one.
My favorite is part 7, The New Blood.
God, I love it.
I was 12ish years old and had my best friend over from a home for a Home Alone sleepover as my parents were out for the evening. A classic setup.
Oh, yeah.
His family had cable, and he had covertly taped The New Blood on an unmarked VHS.
Love unmarked VHSs.
Yeah, dude.
I labeled one of my VHSs White Fang, the like wolf movie, and that was our one to tape like rated R stuff.
Yo.
White Fang.
I'm going to go to your house and look for White Fang and see what crazy fucked up shit is on White Fang now, dude. So after we had done that typical kid stuff, like riding a mattress down the basement stairs, yes, like a sled. We do that all the time. Played some video games. We turned off all the lights in the house and sat down in the basement living room to watch this bad boy. Yeah, gutsy move. It changed my life, and I've been a horror fan and a friend with that kid ever since. Also, Heidi Kozak skinny dipping scene, sexual awakening. Hide your blood worths. Great nudity in this series, BT dubs. A lot of ridiculous nudity.
A lot of nudity.
The one where the girl's hiding under the dock, and you think he's left, and then he just stabs down through the dock with an arrow, lifts her up so you can see her boobs, and then she slides off the thing back into the water.
That is some
gratuitous.
That is some Ed Boon Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, very Mortal Kombat. Like anytime someone gets stuck through and it's just like,
and the like sliding off it is so
brutal. Continuing Conrad's thing. I have since watched the entire franchise with the exception of the 2009 reboot on several occasions, including binging all of them in release order twice. 7 remains one of the highlights.
Quickly, the reboot, before I forget it, is it's very serious. I think that's why I like it so much. So if you like the camp, cheese stuff, like it's still there. It's still, there's still black, dark comedy, whatever. And then... But it's very serious. So if you're into that side of murder slashers, absolutely recommend the reboot.
7 has some of the most iconic kills. Party horn to the eye. That one's funny. Sleeping bag in a tree. Yes, of course. It has the coolest Jason design as a full-on zombie, and it's campy and zany. Final girl with psychic powers. Without going as completely off the rails as later movies. The only thing holding it back is that a lot of the gore got cut to avoid an X rating.
Pisses me off, dude. You can totally tell he has this giant big buzzsaw.
Yes.
I'm sure you saw the giant buzzsaw. They cut that to hell.
It felt like it.
They cut it to
I
hell.
was wondering if in the thing I was watching on YouTube that they had to cut it out for YouTube, but it's interesting. Yeah. Because I was like, okay, there's an edit there.
Yeah.
And sadly, that original footage has been destroyed.
Devastating.
My favorite kill, however, is from Jason Goes to Hell. With a couple having sex in a tent, the guy possessed by Jason stabs the girl through the back with a signpost, then rips it up, splitting her torso in half. It's one of the goriest kills in the entire series and probably the best practical effect. The scene was put in after a test screening that made New Line Cinema want it to feel more like a Friday the 13th film. So director John Carl Buchler put in a scene with some horny teens getting killed, but he didn't like the have sex equals die trope, so he made it a have unsafe sex equals die, and made the couples toss out an unused condom, which Jason steps on before he murders them.
Some commentary right there.
That's some good commentary. Best actor in Jason is Kane Hodder, especially in Part 7. He just pulls so much personality in the hulking silent stalker and spent hours in full makeup underwater breathing through a scuba mask for that movie.
So sick.
Finally, to all my fellow Reaction Shots allies who've never seen any of these iconic movies, y'all need Jason. Love and respect from Camp Crystal Lake. Sick. He answered all of the questions I asked, but I kept it in there just as a segue into Best Kill. David Lingenbrink, save your best kill to the end, unless you've already said it. David Lingenbrink, best kill might be the gross knife slide Jason's face does in Chapter 4. I don't remember that one. Fed Crouch or Crow. I watched these movies when I was 12. Don't tell my mom. So I don't remember which movie is which. I clearly remember the frozen death from Jason X, though. That's 2. So I think that might be the most memorable one for me.
So
P.S. That Avatar 2 trailer, though, yeah, pretty nice. Watch, Don and Huber just did an analysis of that trailer today.
We did.
We've had a big day.
We did.
Sage Mode Q, shout out to Julius from Jason Takes Manhattan as the only person in the series who tried to 1v1
It's a good
Jason.
scene. It feels like that scene was the pitch.
Yeah.
You go into the boardroom and you pitch that boxing fight on a rooftop. Jason versus...
Is that the guy whose head gets punched off?
Yeah, he's like trying to box him.
Sage Mode says, Jason even gave him a shot. Terrible movie, though, lol. Favorite kill might be when he folded the guy up in the bed in Freddy v. Jason. That one's really good.
That got an audible reaction from Isla watching the montage when that
and
happened.
I've seen that movie.
You're like, yo.
Yeah, I forgot. Because what's fucked up about that one is he's already killed him. He like stabs him or whatever first, then folds the bed up. So it's just like
insane.
Good lord. Well, that's because what I like about Freddy v. Jason is that he does this stuff and then he fucks it up because he's pissed at Freddy.
Yeah.
God,
They're
movie
both
rules.
pissing.
That movie
I love Freddy
rules,
vs. Jason
dude.
so much. I had a giant poster of that movie
bet you
above
did.
my bed for like 3 years.
D's Butts, Jason X has the best kills overall. The frozen face smash is amazing. That's 3 or 4. I also love the one where he meets teenage camp counselors in a hologram.
It is X. So
Yeah.
it's X.
And they talk about smoking weed and premarital sex. So he ties them up in their sleeping bag and slams them on the ground like a Looney Tune. Yeah, that was the one I was thinking of. The single best moment in the franchise, though, is when the coroner eats Jason's heart after a
good
bunch of
effect.
cops blow him up in the woods. Just grade A horror schlock right there.
When he's eating that heart, it's good. It's a good scene.
Why does he do that?
Because like Jason mind gets him or whatever, and then I don't know why he eats the heart though. I don't remember that plot point.
To gain his power?
But it is like all good horror. It's there. I can see it right now. I
Cerebral.
can see him eating that heart.
Yeah. Colt Smith, best kills. The sleeping bag kill is the best. Either version. The original or the remake version. So it
remake,
happens like 3 times.
yes.
There are like 3 or 4 sleeping
Yeah.
bag kills. It's iconic.
Yeah. I feel like the remake, it's on fire. It's a flaming sleeping bag.
Oh, yeah. I saw that one. Killing Alan by ripping out his heart is sweet, and good old arrow through the neck is a classic. Top that off with a freezing head, and you've got some great deaths. Feel the kill.
Feel the kill.
That's like 4 or 5 on the freezing head.
Yep.
Stephen Beaumont, best kill is a toss-up, both from Jason X. Either dry eyes face smash, that's 6 or 5, or the hilarity of Jason swinging the sleeping bag into the tree of a holographic campers who just asked Jason if he wants premarital sex and pot. It's too good. So yeah, I mean, it seems like numbers-wise, the patrons like the Frozen's face
It's
smash.
iconic. It's definitely in my top 3 for sure.
What are your faves?
My number one, I like the classics kills,
Yeah.
the traditional kills. It's actually in part 7 though. Woman opens door, axe come down on head, throws the lifeless body into the room. And I want to give a shout out to that actress because what's maybe even better than the axe in the head is the way she gets thrown into the living room, like into a lamp, into a book, like
Yeah, rubbery, yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Just
They just some of the like I feel like the victims are the unsung heroes of these movies because it's like because some of these kills like I'm just like how did you do that? How did you shoot that without hurting this guy? Like slamming his face into a pipe or whatever. And it's just like how'd you do that? Like I know it's a breakaway pipe, but the bottom part stayed there and he hit his face right on it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I mean, like with stage combat, the victim is always actually the one doing it. So like he was pushing his own face in, and Jason just had his hand on him. But like, yeah, and that's why anytime you see people getting choked in a movie with a rope or anything, they always put their hands like this.
Yeah, they have.
Because they're the ones actually holding the rope to their own neck, right? Like the guy
it.
behind isn't doing anything. He's just holding it so it's like there.
Interesting.
It's part of the, at least stage combat in theater. That's how I learned it. But I think it's probably similar.
My other
The victim is always in control.
The reason I don't say the Like it's kind of like unfair, right? The face smash, nitrogen, and the sleeping bag.
Yeah.
I feel like are in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, they're great. They're already in there.
You know, those are so that's why I like
lock
to pick.
them in. Yeah,
those are locked.
Yeah.
So I picked the axe, and then the head in the glass, because you just see it come out like the metal. Like what even is it? It's like the medicine cabinet.
Yeah.
But then it goes to the other side, and you see the like impression of the face, and the mouth is like.
Oh, it's
in 6.
It's when that was the one when he was that guy was
in the
it was
camper.
like a different guy who killed him. Or at least that happens when it's like that black guy who like shoves his face into that mesh.
Maybe it's 5 or 6. I could have sworn it was in Jason Lives in the.
Unless you're thinking of we're probably thinking of different things.
Yeah, I think we are.
Yeah.
But it's like this really cool reverse shot. It's legendary.
Yeah.
It's like you hear the metal like.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Just as a kid, my brother and I would watch that one over and over, over and over that one.
How'd you turn out so sweet? Yeah, I like. I mean, there are so many and so many good ones. The sleeping bag ones are really
perfect.
The ones that like. Part of me likes the efficient ones because like.
Scary.
Like they're just. I feel violence much more viscerally now. Like seeing violence like affects me way more, and so like, at least you're gone fast. You know, arrow like when he uses range stuff because you just don't see it coming always.
Gurgling like.
Yeah. The arrow through the dock is pretty good, and he lifts her up. That's pretty good. Yeah, face smash, sleeping bags, like those are god tier.
Love a good pitchfork kill.
Oh, so many pitchforks. There's like a pitchfork through line in these movies.
Yes. Love the pitchforks.
Shout out to the one in, I think, the remake, the most recent one.
Yeah.
When the girl stabs him and says, "Say hi to your mother," and then like stabs him and pushes his head into that machine, and you see his head getting like. That's pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Man, there are so many. It's ridiculous. So many kills.
Like
in this.
50 or something.
It's insane.
The king. The
king
of murder.
Is he? Does he have the highest body count of any like?
I looked it
of the main like movie. Villains?
I looked it up, and there were some disclaimers about like, yo, this person like launched a nuke, stuff like that, killed more people.
Right, like.
But like in terms of like singular,
I think yeah, like one at a time.
One at a time.
The rules are who has the most felt kills.
Yeah, on screen.
Who felt the most kills?
You see the person die.
Yeah. It's got to be Jason.
I think it is.
I mean, he just
I looked it up a couple years ago.
He's got more movies on everybody.
John Wick has got to be getting close.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
He's coming for the title. They probably want it. They probably know they're close,
he's
and they
the
want
quote-unquote hero of those movies. Yeah. Damn, I didn't think about that. Heroes.
Wick is coming for the title.
Wick kills so many people.
So many, so
and
efficiently,
it confirms
and
them
so fast.
all.
They're so fast. Kill, 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 kill.
Yeah, shoot to the chest, shoot in the head twice. Bop, bop, double tap. I saw somebody complaining that John Wick, they use like CG muzzle flash.
Oh, don't point this out to me.
Well, no, but here's the thing.
Damn it.
Here's the thing.
I'm going to notice that now.
I mean, if you haven't already, you probably won't because it's not the best muzzle flash in the whole world. But what I like about it is it's just safer, man.
Yeah.
Like you hear anytime you hear stories about people like I mean like Brandon Lee for fuck's sake or like the Alec Baldwin thing. It's just like, dude,
safety first.
There's like no reason for any of that. Like, you know, guns are dangerous.
When something can be easily avoided.
Yeah.
Especially for safety, like just
also like
just do that. Like, yeah, sure, the craft it looks a little worse. That sucks. But like life is more important.
Right. I want everything to look a little worse and nobody died.
Yes.
Like sure. that's my whole thing.
For sure.
But also just John Wick, like how would you do it with blanks? Because like a lot of those are like point blank range that he's like you literally couldn't.
Yeah.
Because like blanks will still kill you.
I know. To the layman, like I just realized this that like I thought blanks were just like, oh, it's like a cap gun.
No.
It's like, no.
It's a bullet just without the projectile. So it's like still firing gunpowder and like it can still shoot things out and at lethal speed. Yeah. And if there's something, debris or anything, you're toast.
Yeah. Scary.
So that's why they still have the, plexiglass or whatever when they're doing that. But it's scary stuff.
Yeah. Movies. Making a movie.
Making a movie, dude. I asked who the best actor in the series was. David Lingenbrink said Crispin Glover.
See, I do a funny dance in there.
Oh, yeah. Nat Pool Pew Pew says best character / actor is Reggie the Reckless all day, every day. Shaver Ross.
3 or 4? Reggie
I
the
don't
Reckless.
know. Killer Squid Hug said all I have to add to this conversation is Friday the 13th, 2009, Juliana Guile in the role of Bree, Sexual Awakening. That's all.
So many
Hide your
sexual
Bloodworths. Oh, yeah.
My favorite's Feldman and the guy who plays older Jarvis in 6.
Oh, for sure.
I love him yelling, "Come on! Jason's coming!" And like the way he yells. So good. Love 6. Because he comes back rolling into town, dude. It's like a Western.
Yeah.
Tommy Jarvis rolling into town, and the sheriff is like, "No, you son of a bitch. Not in my town. Not you, Tommy. I know you. I know who you are." And he's like, "No, Jason's coming. Jason is coming. Shut your lies, Tommy." And they like don't believe him.
Whoa.
And it's all about like him trying
That
to be like,
sheriff
dude,
gets it too.
Yeah, dude. Oh.
I asked best Jason, Nat Pool Pew Pew. There we go. Got there. Best Jason's obviously answers Kane Hodder. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anything else? Nat Pool Pew Pew. If you were to make a Friday the 13th game, what would you do differently than the other game did? Or any ideas for any kind of Friday the 13th game? Thanks. Love you both. We love you too.
I really liked warts and problems and all the Friday the 13th game that just came out like years ago. I loved it.
Just came out.
Yeah. The most recent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was janky, but it got it. It got both sides of it. Being a survivor and having Jason smash through a door or window. On the flip side, being Jason and executing someone that you get, like grab them, you know?
I think we played it once.
We definitely did,
on a stream.
for
it
sure.
was kind of like Dead by Daylight, sort of, right?
Totally. And I played a ton on my own. What I would have just added a campaign.
Yeah, I was going to say a story mode.
I would have added a story mode where you're Jason and you just go through like a Hitman level.
Yeah.
Murder everyone.
Or like AVP style, where it's like there are 2 campaigns.
Yeah.
Both kind of like 3 hours,
Yeah, it
whatever.
doesn't need to be insane.
But one is as Jason and one is as a survivor.
Yes. I would
And
do
like maybe have it be more like the survivor one could be like kind of the promise of Alien Isolation, where it's like you're just being stalked
that.
and like you just have to get out.
First person. Oh my God.
Yeah, you just have to get out, and it's like you can try your best.
Jason's campaign is third person. The survivors is first.
Yeah,
Like
that's
this.
cool.
There's some more variety there.
And like, yeah, you're more locked in first person. It's way scarier.
I
Yeah.
love that idea.
And third person, because like for Jason, because you don't get to be in that head.
Yeah.
You can't
No,
be in that head.
You can't be in that head. You see more.
You don't know what it's like. Yeah, you're more like invulnerable,
Yeah.
like you're more detached.
Yes. They added later on near the end of the game's life, like a little hub.
Really?
Where you could interact with like the franchise lore and stuff.
Oh, funny.
And it was like really small, but you know, I feel like the campaign can help you just get into the world more and into the game and more invested.
Yeah.
So,
Would you set it, or I guess where throughout the series would you set your game? Would it be Camp Crystal Lake? Would it be the town?
yeah, I think
Would it
early days like part 3 era,
be- Yeah.
2, 3.
It would have to be a pretty big camp or something if for the campaign for like the human character to like have to go through like a maze to get out. But yeah.
Some mechanics that we don't even know about, that like ways that they force you into spots.
Yeah,
And that way
yeah, yeah,
Jason
yeah.
can go to a spot
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Maybe the map expands, so it's like, all right, in the beginning before somebody dies, like you're only in the cabin. But then when
Yeah.
someone dies, the like
can get
map
out.
expands and
Yeah.
you can run or something.
And maybe like, I mean, yeah, maybe like something happens early on where like the woods start on fire. So it's like you just can't go places because everything's on fire.
Yeah. God, the game was so cool. You could like be Tommy Jarvis. You could like call and like Tommy would come and you'd have a
yeah.
shotgun. Dude, they were onto something. You could go into the Voorhees shack and you'd see the mom's head just like on the altar. So great.
Wild.
Please stop fighting over money and licensing and release a Friday the 13th movie.
Yeah. Just
Can you
pay everyone and just do it.
Isn't that crazy to believe? That, like, one of the staples of horror.
Yeah.
One of the absolute faces of horror movies, period. He's there. He's on that wall. Has been absent from this, like, renaissance, resurgence, golden age of horror.
Yeah.
We are in a golden age.
We're in the reboot-assance.
Like, would we get a... Like, that's how we're rebooting it now. We're doing a folk horror psychological slasher with Jason Voorhees.
Directed by Robert Eggers.
Yeah, it's going down. It's going down.
Or whatever his name is.
Dude, a reboot? Let's go.
I mean, I love folk horror, so whatever.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. It's the meta right now, and it would make sense with the Woods and Crystal Lake, and oh yeah.
My Twitch is going crazy.
Damn it.
We are checking in with the Wojnar brothers here. Zach Wojnar's never seen any of them. I was terribly afraid. I know, terribly afraid of scary movies as a child, and as an adult, I chose Halloween as my slasher of choice because of the involvement of John Carpenter. True, you can have multiple. I'm sure I wouldn't be scared of Friday now, but I just never went back to try it. Maybe if I get a girlfriend who's super into horror, then that would be what it takes to get me to give it a shot. I used to say the same thing about Harry Potter, but that changed when JKR turned evil. But that's a discussion for another time. It sure is.
God.
Jason Wojnar never saw any of them. I'll just take this opportunity to plug TAKFLIX, Takflix.com, a website where you can watch a slew of Ukrainian movies, both new and old.
Nice.
Old and new. There's no app for consoles, but the streaming quality is fine and works well if you can use your TV as a monitor. In addition to all-time classics like Babylon XX and Shadows of Forgotten Ancestors, there are also short films, both fictional and documentaries. And then he says the best Jason is the one from Power Rangers.
Like a new one with fucking social media. Like, how does that factor in?
Well, obviously you have to remove everyone's cell phones. Like, there has to be like...
And like, what would the commentary
be?
The
counselors take the cell phones because it's like, you're here to unplug.
Yeah, that's good.
You're here to unplug. No cell phones. Put them in the basket.
Honestly, Fear Street 1978 was the best Friday the 13th
that's what I was
movie
gonna say.
of the last 10 years.
Fear Street just did it all. Like, did all three. It was like... Yeah. Great modern slasher, great camp slasher, great folk horror. Like, and it's gay as hell, and I love it. I love Fear Street.
What is
dude.
next from that and from that? Like,
Fear Street.
Yeah.
Dude.
So as soon as this ends, I'm googling Fear Street. What's up? What's happening? What's next? We need more.
Some shocking kills in Fear Street. Holy shit. Holy shit. One in the first one got me. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, there was a brutal one for sure. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Just like, no!
So good.
And they
hold it.
They hold it. And like you go for so long. It goes for so long without any kills, and then it's just like boom, 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 boom. And you're just like, no! Good Lord, what a movie. Hey man, nice shots. My strongest Friday the 13th memories don't fall in any of the best categories above, so I'll just share them. Jason Takes Manhattan. What a great movie to watch with friends.
I'll try that.
When having low expectations. Sure. It looks like an episode of Weird Science, has doom prophesizing, and spoiler alert, there's not much taking of Manhattan at all.
No.
But
he's
boy,
like in
did
the
I
sewers
laugh.
and on a boat for half the movie.
Wait, the boat one, the graduation cruise is that one?
Maybe, dude. I know there's a boat. I know there's sewers.
The boat has some decent kills on it.
It's like he's walking down the streets for like a minute. A minute.
Jason X, the trailer for this thing was the epitome of all things 2000. Industrial sci-fi horror vibes, god-awful CG, and most of all featured bodies by drowning pool. Clearly I was hyped. Yeah. I bought the DVD at some point, was horribly disappointed, mainly because Bodies was nowhere to be found in the actual movie, and never saw it again. Anything else? I just started watching the new Amazon original show, Outer Range, and so far, just a few episodes in, I'm really digging the vibe and the overall production. Cool.
Cool.
It also has some really great sound design and particularly does some very cool things with its music. It can be summarized as a mystery thriller western that gets pretty out there. Stars Josh Brolin. I've been wanting to watch that, actually.
Yeah,
I think a friend of mine,
cool.
or someone I worked on a short film one time with, I think he's the, I think it might be that show. He's the cinematographer. So
Nice.
pretty sure that's it. If it's Jay Keitel, he's the... and then final note, I just noticed a new spin-off show, Bosch Legacy. Huber, how hyped are you?
So
Take care,
hyped.
keep it cozy.
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
you're hyped.
Very good. It is really, really good.
Super Stushy. I've never seen any Friday the 13th movie, so I'm just going to guess some random answers to these questions. Best movie? 4?
Correct.
Okay.
Like, honestly, my favorite is 6, but 4 is probably the best.
Best kill? The one with the chainsaw? We could give you the pole saw. That's a saw.
Yeah, the like
That's a
big
pretty good
buzzsaw,
one.
Yeah, because he never really uses
I don't think
like
he ever
Texas
uses an
chainsaw
actual
style.
chainsaw. Not that I recall.
Yeah.
What was question 3? Best Jason?
Yeah.
Oh, best actor.
Space Jason.
Best actor is Space Jason. Or Best Jason, Space Jason. Yeah. And then they ask if we've seen The Lodge.
Absolutely saw The Lodge.
I
Loved
haven't.
it.
What is The Lodge?
Horror movie about it's psychological horror.
Okay.
Good stuff. I like Relic a little more.
I need to
Lodge.
see. Yeah, I need to see.
Relic's dope. Lodge is dope. Very similar. Cut from the same cloth. Psychological horror.
Is it about grief then?
I feel like The Lodge is. The Relic is. I
Yeah.
feel like The Lodge is.
I need to
And,
watch
like,
The Ritual. Have you seen that?
House. Is that with the like?
I don't know. They're in the woods and like
Yep,
weird shit is happening.
Yep.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Is it too scary for me?
It's pretty intense. I think it'll be fine.
Intense is different from
Yeah,
scary. Like,
it'll be fine.
yeah, all right. Well, that's it, Ubisoft. Easy breezy.
Easy breezy, just like Friday the 13th. 90 minutes. Usually.
90 minutes. In not even. We're at 70 minutes.
Hell yeah.
The minimum required
safe distance.
time to be counted as a feature film, I think, 70 minutes.
I want, after all this time, the studios to have the balls to reboot Friday the 13th with Pamela Voorhees.
The mom?
Yep. You reboot, you do that.
Whoa.
We go all the way back. We start from scratch again.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, because I was saying the prologue of the reboot is some of my favorite. Like, honestly, if you've never seen any of the movies and you don't even like want to, that's a lot of movies to catch up on. That's so much time. If you want just a shot in the arm real quick, Friday the 13th, the prologue of the reboot is
The 2009 one?
2009 is like a short film condensed Friday the 13th. Check that out. I feel like they could do that style, but with the mom. You have like a big long prologue in the beginning with the mom, and then your event end game 10 years later. Some big time jump. It's like, all right, that's cool.
Love a good time jump, dude.
Yeah, they're losing a little bit.
Yeah.
I
mean, I hate them too. Like they either suck or they're awesome.
Yeah.
I wonder what was my favorite time jump.
Endgame easily.
Yeah. Yeah, Endgame's pretty crazy.
They go.
It literally just says 5 years later.
I was shocked.
Crazy.
Yeah. Shocked.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
Because they kept that. They kept
dope.
that. I wasn't spoiled on that.
Leftovers? Pretty good one.
Nora Durst. Shout out to Nora Durst. Best fake name of all time. Best made up name. Nora Durst.
That show really turned around for me. I hated season 1.
I know.
And I loved season 2. And really liked season 3. Season 2 really was my favorite though. All right. That's
it.
Gonna do it. That's gonna do it for us.
Feel
Join
the
on
kill.
Patreon.
I hope you felt the kill out there.
I mean, not really. Don't kill anybody, okay?
Just from the Friday the 13th clips you're watching.
Right.
That's where my head was.
Yeah. Feel the fictional kills of other monster people. We have a Patreon. Check it out. Join it. The top tiers of the Patreon get you lots of weird stuff.
Yeah.
One of them is shout out tier. One of them is the everything producer tier, and one of them is the goddess tier. Goddess, which is basically just like the everything producer, but more ridiculous.
The
goddess tier. Also, just absurdly overpriced. Please do it. Shout out to Jabba Wobbs, El Thanis, Greg the Dark Knight Kettering, Caleb, Togi Crawford, Nick, and Anna Croth. Shout out. Thank you all so much. Thank you, patrons. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, watchers. Thank you, Jason.
Honestly, yeah. Like, a huge part of my identity. Like, I grew up watching these so often. Like, if my neighbor, though, didn't have those VHSs, like, who knows? Because I was...
White Fang, dude.
White Fang. I can't even tell you how many times I would just throw this on in the middle of the day. Little, like, 7-year-old Huber watching murder in the living room.
Unhinged.
Out of control.
Hey, man.
My grandma bought me the VHS from Dusk Till Dawn when I was like 9.
Yeah, dude.
9 years old.
Yeah, dude. That movie rips. I love that movie. All right. We'll see you next month. Bye.